This nibble originally aired on RSBANDB Update, episode 783. Hooli Hoo, enjoy. One of the things that came out from this live stream, so it starts off and Mod JD says he's going to be doing more work with social media and coordinating with the community management team, but Mod Hooli says that he wants to see how he can bring players closer to the dev team and show how the dev team works, and set expectations in the sense that he's giving a clear indication of communications around releases and content, but also directly from the community management team themselves. And what everybody should take away from this to have a positive vision of what's going to happen going forward is that setting expectations, as mentioned by Mod Hooli, because you and I have talked about many times in the past that if you're not setting expectations, you're setting yourself up for failure. And
that's
when you do that, that's part of managing the community. If you can set the expectations, march with the community, and deliver, you're going to be in a far better position.
Oh, yeah. I mean, absolutely. Absolutely.
And with that, you know, as much as it pains people to hear, the next step that has to come out of this is that there needs to be a discussion of, you know, like you said, we don't need a roadmap. We just need to know what's next.
Yeah. I mean, we need to have some – people need to know what to expect so that then you can talk about, okay, well, we know this is coming. This is what we're expecting. Now let's kind of manage our expectations around that content. What should we expect from the content? What shouldn't we expect from the content? And that's really important with our community in particular, because I feel like, yes, he's worked in, some pretty vibrant communities before, but RuneScape is a little bit different, as in we have thousands and hundreds of thousands of armchair developers and quarterbacks in this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody is sitting back. We all think we have the answer. If they just listen to me, they're, you know what I mean? And so it's different. And you see that difference on social media and stuff, because sometimes people can talk intelligently about, an update or an update they are hoping to get. And that's great, but a lot of times you also just see like I said, that Monday morning quarterbacking. And yeah. And so I think that's going to be an adjustment for the new CM.
Yeah. And I mean, if he can deliver on that, that'll be a good mark for success. And, one thing I've also telegraphed is that there needs to be a tighter coordination between community management, between social media, and between PR.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because, people might not like hearing this, and, this is the truth on this, is that oftentimes the community managers in game communities, I'm not talking about RS, but I'm talking about other communities, and, I think I can count one or two times RS did this. They just get completely blindsided by the community reaction on this. And I've said this, that the best way to go about this and looking at this from our perspective here of what works is you need to treat it like a press secretary kind of role, where you're bringing in the spin where necessary to manage the expectations, but at the same time, you're answering the questions that are asked when they're good questions. And, I don't want to say this and come off in the wrong way, but sometimes you need to be a little bit harsh in terms of the way you're doing it. And what I mean by that is that it needs to be a situation where you effectively just mod jack them and tell them the truth.
Well, I think you can tell them I think you can tell people the truth, though, in an explanatory way.
Yes.
I think that is sometimes.
And that's probably what I'm getting at.
Right. And because, look, sometimes when developers are on the couch, we know that these are tech guys, right? And so, when things come off or might sound cold, I kind of take that with a grain of salt because I kind of expect that, with the field sometimes. But I'm not sure that's what you want your CM to do, right?
Exactly.
Or you want
that's why
them
I say you need
to do the same thing, but in a nice way.
And that's why you got to bring the press secretary side of it to it, where you're working with social media and CM. So you're saying things in specific ways and using very specific language. And we'll see if they're able to do that. But that would be my tip for him. And I think why people shouldn't write him off just yet. And he definitely needs to have a chance from everyone on this.
I mean, I hope so, because when you think about it, like that position is almost kind of like the rudder, right? And the ship's like it's going to help turn the ship around, and I think there's change coming. So, yeah, I'm real hopeful because there's going to be a lot of change for this guy to manage, I think, in the near future.
You can watch full episodes of RSBANDB Update right here on this YouTube channel. You can also listen to audio versions of RSBANDB Update at update.rsbnb.com, and feel free to subscribe to our show and any number of podcast listeners out there at update.rsbnb.com/subscribe.